And this is a story about Remax, the real estate company. They're selling homes and apartments in settlement areas in Palestine. Terrible. The Palestinian-led Boycott Divestment and Sanctions movement has succeeded in putting the spotlight on how corporations like Veolia and G4S aid the Israeli occupation. Given that Remax is so directly involved in the settlements that are central to that occupation, there's a strong case for putting the firm under that same kind of pressure. Colorado-based real estate firm Remax is profiting from Israel's relentless theft of Palestinian land. Active in the Israeli market since 1995, Remax sells and rents houses and apartments in colonies reserved exclusively for Jews in the occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem. Much of that work is coordinated in an office that the Israeli subsidiary of Remax runs in Ma'ale Adumim, a major settlement in the West Bank. Posing as a prospective buyer, the Electronic Intifada reporter phoned Orly Raz, a Remax agent for East Jerusalem. Raz said that we have just sold everything that the firm was handling in Abu Tur. Claiming that he would be moving to Jerusalem in early 2015, the reporter inquired if there would be any legal difficulties in buying a house or an apartment that previously belonged to Palestinians. You don't have to worry about these things, Raz replied. All our properties legally belong to Jewish owners. They didn't take them from anyone. How do you sleep at night? Of course, if you're worried about the 67 borderline, this is not a good area to buy property, she added. Raz then asked, "Are you Jewish?" When the reporter responded he was not, she said, "You have to check the properties. If their owners say they can sell an apartment to non-Jewish people," she added. However, that such conditions are not mentioned on the firm's website. When the reporter feigned surprise that a real estate firm might discriminate based on religion or ethnicity, Raz said, "I'm just saying this is an issue to check very carefully." Although the U.S. government says it is opposed to the construction of Israeli settlements, it has refused to impose sanctions on Israel. Because of that refusal, Remax can continue turning violations of international law into a money-making opportunity. The Colorado headquarters of Remax International did not respond for requests for comment. While the company's Israeli operations may have some autonomy, Remax International cannot claim that these matters have nothing to do with it. As the UN made clear in its aforementioned 2013 report, Remax wields considerable influence over its franchisees around the world. That's from a different article here. Code Pink sent a letter to Remax CEO Board Chair David Liniger, but got no response, so it encouraged its 200,000 supporters to call and email the Denver-based headquarters, which tried to distance itself from the practices of its Israeli franchisees. You wouldn't call the head office of McDonald's if you didn't like the hamburger you just got at your local restaurant. One Remax telephone operator quipped. So I don't think you can hold us responsible for what someone is doing in Israel. How do you sleep at night? But Remax International does not just tolerate the actions of its Israeli affiliate, it directly profits from the sale of homes in the occupied Palestinian territories. Remax International lends its name, gives the stamp of approval, and provides startup and ongoing training, technological resources, and advertising and marketing support to its franchisees. In return, it receives 1% of the revenue of sales and a flat fee per associate. So then I went to Code Pink's website here. Settlements have displaced thousands of Palestinian families in Jerusalem and the West Bank and are illegal under international law. We reached out to chairman of Remax Board of Directors to call on Remax Israel to halt the selling of settlement properties, but he has ignored us. Help us make our voices heard. Send a letter to David Liniger, the chairman of the board at Remax, and tell him to put an end to the sale of settlement homes by Remax Israel. You click the link there and it'll take you to the letter. After you've sent the letter to the chairman, call Remax headquarters, and there's the phone number, to register a complaint. Let them know that Remax International should put an end to Remax Israel's complicity in the Israeli occupation of Palestine. The Remax campaign is part of the international Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions movement. It's a call by Palestinian civil society to boycott Israeli companies and institutions that are complicit in Israel's brutal occupation and its discriminatory practices against Palestinian citizens of Israel. Well, citizens of Palestine. The boycott movement is a non-violent way to end Israel's impunity and to hold it accountable for its violations of human rights and international